It is very unlike a 10-3 team to find themselves in a must-win game situation, but if you are the Philadelphia Eagles and you are heading into Lumen Field, that's exactly the environment that you find yourself in. Not necessarily because if you lose today, you're going to be out of the playoffs. In fact, if the Eagles win or lose today, they're actually going to be in the playoffs this year because they were able to clinch due to a number of wins, losses that occurred over the course of the weekend. But this is a must-win game because it's a get-right game for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles coming off of two incredibly disheartening, incredibly catastrophic losses to the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys, and the Eagles, now out of their gauntlet stretch of games, are facing a couple of relatively easier games. Now, that's not to sneeze at the Seattle Seahawks. The Philadelphia Eagles haven't won a game against the Seattle Seahawks in a number of seasons. So it's going to be a challenge today. And with Jalen Hurts recovering from an illness, he is suited up. He is going to play today. We'll see how the Eagles are able to adapt. The Seahawks, meanwhile, are also playing in a must-win game for them, but their game is a little bit more consequential. They right now are outside of the playoffs looking in. They need this win to get back into the postseason. So this is a game that they're going to be coming out swinging. They're going to be coming out fighting, and certainly, hopefully, the Eagles are able to rise to the challenge. The Eagles had a number of shakeups over the course of this weekend. First, Darius Slay undergoing surgery earlier in the week. He is out for the next several while he recovers from the knee surgery that he had. The biggest news, of course, that was broken was Eagles defensive coordinator Sean Desai is no longer calling defensive plays. That responsibility has been handed off to Matt Patricia, likely because the Eagles defense is in the bottom half of the league in most of the key stats. Their third down conversion rate that they allow on defense is last in the league, and the Eagles defense has allowed way too many other bottom of the league statistics. That is unacceptable for a team that is vying for the number one seed in the playoffs. Right now, they are on the outside of that bubble looking in. That is currently held by the San Francisco 49ers. If the Eagles want any chance of getting that number one seed, they have to win the rest of their games and hope that San Francisco loses a game over the course of the next several weeks. For now, though, the Eagles have an opportunity to get back into the mix of hosting a playoff game over the course of the playoff weekend. They do have an opportunity to become the number 2 seed with a win tonight, thanks to Dallas Cowboys' loss over the weekend to the Buffalo Bills. This game has a lot on the line for both teams, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this game plays out. And we are really, really excited to be here. So welcome to Birds Nest Media's coverage of the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks. I'm Joe Donahue. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you missed some of the news here, so the big thing, Jalen Hurts was listed as questionable on Saturday's injury report after not participating in practice on Saturday. He did fly out to Seattle separately from the rest of the team. He was walking into Lumen Field today with Dom DeSandro. He is suited up. He is in pads. So it is very likely that he is going to be the starter. Conversely, for the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith is questionable for this game. He is listed as active. It is probable that he will play, but Drew Lock was also taking first-team snaps, so we'll see how those things pan out. Ultimately, this game is going to be a lot more exciting, and perhaps that's one of the reasons why the NFL flexed this game into Monday Night Football. It was originally scheduled for the 4:25 slot on Sunday afternoon, but with a number of interesting games and the Monday Night Football game that was originally scheduled being the Kansas City Chiefs' absolute walloping of the New England Patriots, the NFL wanted to get a watchable game into this primetime slot, and that was this Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks. So, appreciate y'all hanging out. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. We'll be live streaming this game. We'll be live streaming really the entirety of this game, and then we'll have a post-game reaction video, post-game reaction episode of the Bird's Nest podcast a little bit later on. But again, I appreciate all of you for stopping by. How are we doing today? What are our thoughts about the games that occurred over the course of this weekend? There were a lot of crazy games. Las Vegas dropping 21 points on the Los Vegas dropping 63 points on the Los Angeles Chargers led to the Chargers firing their head coach Brandon Staley. A much anticipated move by Chargers fans. So feel free to drop your thoughts about that move and who you think is going to replace him. A lot of interesting games. Miami shutting out the New York Jets 30-0. Again, Kansas City walloped New England. They won by a total of 10 points. 27-17. Just doing a quick look around the league from the results yesterday. The Giants were demolished by the New Orleans Saints. One of the crazy things that came out of this weekend, there could be two teams from the NFC South, which is widely viewed as the weakest division in the NFC. There could be two teams out of that division making the playoffs. It all depends on how these next several games go. What are your thoughts also about Matt Patricia taking over the defensive play calling versus Sean Desai? That's an interesting move. It's confusing why Desai remains the title of defensive coordinator. To me, I haven't fully grasped the rationale behind that. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's something that I do think that it's going to be an improvement. So we will see what happens with this Eagles defense, which is in a little bit of a slide right now, and they need a little bit of a skid right now, and they need to stop the skid and get back, and they need to move forward. They need to improve. They need to stop giving up third downs or first downs on third down. They need to stop. They really need to stop a whole lot of things. They need to start intercepting. They need to improve in the sack game. They need to stop their slide in the run game. The Eagles' defense is in need of a lot of work, and hopefully making this kind of like a change that sends a little bit of a shockwave. It's not quite firing somebody midseason, but maybe it sends a little bit of a shockwave through the Eagles' defense that they need to step up their game. We'll see what happens. But definitely feel free to drop your thoughts about that in the chat. Would love to hear from you over the course of this game. I'll be trying to interact with you. We are just about a minute away from kickoff. They're playing the Monday Night Anthem right now. This game is airing live on ESPN if you want to watch game footage. They're doing the big ceremonial stuff in Seattle. They're raising one of the big traditions over at Lumen Field is the 12th man flag. So they're doing that now. Golden Tate, who was part of the Super Bowl winning team for the Seahawks back at Super Bowl 48, I believe it was. Super Bowl 48. Yeah. Okay, it looks like Seattle won the toss and deferred, so Boston Scott is back to receive for the Philadelphia Eagles. It is 46 degrees and raining in Seattle, and Myers is on to kick this away, and we are underway in Seattle. Boston Scott fields that at about the 12, takes it up to the 25, and is immediately decked at the 25 there, and that will bring up 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 25-yard line. That was Hall on the stop. Jalen Hurts coming in. He is lined up in the gun with the back to his right. A.J. Brown on the slot to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to DeAndre Swift, then takes it to the outside, gets it to the 30, 35, down to the 39. That is an Eagles first down. And look at that, folks. That was actually a 13-yard pickup. They credited him to the 38-yard line. And that is an Eagles first down on a run play. The first play of the game is a run play. And the clock is running at 14 minutes and 28 seconds left in this first quarter. So Hurts lines up in the gun, initially with split backs, then Boston Scott goes in motion. Hurts takes a snap, does a quick dump off to DeAndre Swift, who is able to turn up to about the 42 before he is stopped. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Philadelphia Eagles. That was Diggs on the stop there. So we've got 2nd and 6. And Jalen Hurts is lining his team up. Under center, Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Swift, who falls down a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. It's actually going to be 3rd and 9. They will credit him back to the 39-yard line. So that was a little bit disappointing there. I don't know what happened. He hands it off, and then he just kind of falls. So 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. It's going to be a long third down here. Hurts in the gun back to his left. That back is Kenny Gainwell. Olave Keith goes in motion. Hurts takes the snap back, looking, firing, caught by Dallas Goedert into Seahawks territory, down around the 45-yard line, down to the 43. And the Eagles get into Seattle territory for the first time in this game on their first drive. Goddard had some coverage, but was open. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap, throws, caught by Goddard, gets down to the 40-yard line before he's bounced out of bounds. He will be bounced out at the 38-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Eagles moving the ball once again pretty well on this opening drive here. That was something they did decently well against the Dallas Cowboys. Unfortunately, in the Cowboys game, a lot of their drives ended in turnovers, so that was not great. Hopefully, the Eagles will be able to improve upon that. And then it looks like an Eagles player is down on the sideline. Looks like his mask got knocked off of his face mask got knocked off of the helmet. That would be Landon Dickerson, it looks like. So he's got to get a new helmet. He will sit out a play, most likely. 12 minutes left in the first quarter. Hurts in the gun back to his right. A.J. Brown in the slot to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Swift, throws to Devontae Smith, and Smith is going to get dropped behind the line of scrimmage there. That was a little bit of a weird. There was a couple of weird routes there, and Smith Smith was like leaping over some folks there. Yeah, that was a little bit weird route design. I don't know what was going on there. A.J. Brown was almost a little bit more there, but Smith does bring in the catch there. So it is still Eagles ball, 3rd and 6. At the Seattle Seahawks 39-yard line. Hurts in the gun. He's going to take a timeout. The play clock at 1. So the Eagles will take their first charge team timeout of the half. They will have 2 remaining for the rest of this first half with 11:08 left in the first quarter. Nick Sirianni, again, as I alluded to during the opening, the Eagles did make postseason following a series of losses that occurred in the lead up to this game. There were a number of teams, kind of like a perfect storm that wound up happening. The Eagles are official in the playoffs, which makes Nick Sirianni the first Eagles head coach to make the postseason in each of his first 3 seasons. That is the first time in franchise history that has happened. We're back from the timeout. Eagles have the ball on the Seattle Seahawks 39-yard line. It is 3rd and 6. Big third down. First down here. Hurt in the gun. Empty back takes a snap. Throws. A.J. Brown caught inside the 30-yard line after breaking a tackle, and that is going to be an Eagles first down. He caught the ball right at the first down marker and was able to pick up an extra couple of yards there. So he gets down to the 28-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. And again, the Eagles are moving the ball pretty nicely here on this opening drive. Hurts lines up in the gun. Kenny Gainwell to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell going to power through and is able to get down to about the 23-yard line before he's brought down. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Pick up 5 yards there for Kenny Gainwell. So Hurts lines up in the gun. Gainwell to his left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell going to turn up, picks up the first down, gets down to the 15-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. That is another Eagles first down. We are inside of 10 minutes left in this first quarter, and the Eagles are in the red zone. So here we go. Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his right. Hurts takes a snap. Fakes the handoff to Gainwell and is able to run basically to the line of scrimmage before he dumps it behind him to Dallas Goedert, who doesn't really get anywhere. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Drop your thoughts on this drive in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Hurts in the gun with an empty backfield. A.J. Brown in the slot to the near side. Dallas Goedert wide out to the near side. Swift goes in motion. Hurts takes a snap. Quick throw to DeAndre Swift. Swift is going to get inside of the 10 down to or inside of the 5 actually down to around inside the 10 down to the 8. My bad. Inside the 10 down to the 8. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. We are at 8.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Big third down conversion going to be needed right here. Hurts in the gun. He Gainwell to his left. No receiver really to the outside. Hurts takes a snap. I'm sorry, Jack Stoll was there. Hurts takes a snap and he hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell gets down to 5. That is depending on where they mark it, it will be a Eagles first down here. And they are going to give him the 4. That is Eagles first down. So it is first and goal for the Eagles in this opening drive that has already taken 7 minutes and 12 seconds. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell going to pick up about 2. Only credit him for 1, so that's actually going to be 3. About 3 yards. Gainwell picked up 18 rushing yards on this drive. Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his Swift to his left. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Swift. Swift is going to get back up the line of scrimmage and nowhere further. That's going to bring up 3rd down and goal for the Eagles. Eagles looking to punch it in. We are at 7 minutes left in this first quarter. Most of this drive has been pretty much run plays. It's a 14 plays to get here. Most of those plays were run plays. But now the Eagles need to punch it in. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Julio Jones in the slot to the near side. Smith and Swift. Hurts taking a snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run to the outside, and that is an Eagles touchdown with 6 minutes and 31 seconds left. Jalen Hurts with the quarterback keeper touchdown. It was a designed run. Gave a quick look to make sure that to try to draw the Seattle Seahawks back to cover some receivers, and he's able to pick it up, and he's able to rush in for the touchdown, and the Philadelphia Eagles are on the board. It is the first touchdown the Eagles have scored, the first offensive touchdown the Philadelphia Eagles have scored since their matchup against the 49ers. They did not score an offensive touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys last week. It was a 15-play, 75-yard drive that took almost 8.5 minutes. And that's how you start off a game like this. You start off, you command the game. Jake Elliott on to kick the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. And with 6 minutes and 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter, the Philadelphia Eagles take first blood. It is the Eagles 7, the Seahawks nothing. Much better start. Thanks, Dan. Looking good for Philly. Absolutely. Love that opening drive. That was a drive that's the Eagles came out with a mission, and that mission was to command the first quarter of this game. And they have done so. They came out, they ran the ball. They ran the ball down the field. For the most part, predominantly it was running plays. It was a 15-play drive. Kenny Gainwell had 4 carries. Jalen Hurts had 2 carries, including that touchdown drive, or that touchdown run. DeAndre Swift had 3 carries. Technically, Dallas Goedert, since it was a backwards pass to him, technically those were rushing yards, so he did pick up a rushing yard. But the Eagles were pretty dominant in the run game there. Yeah, so this was a really good start for this Eagles team. Now it's up to the defense to see how they are able to rise to the occasion. And we will get our first look at an Eagles defense that is going to be called by Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia, of course, was given, as I alluded to in the opening, was given play calling responsibilities for the Philadelphia Eagles. After the Eagles stripped Sean Desai of the play calling responsibilities, Desai is in the press box. He's in the coach's booth within the press box. So he is still there. He still has the title of defensive coordinator, but he doesn't have the responsibility, especially not the responsibility of calling the plays here. So we will see what happens. But But Matt Patricia is going to be the play caller for the Eagles defense, and he is going to have his first set of opportunities to do that in just a few moments here. We are back from commercial. Jake Elliott is on to kick this away to the Seattle Seahawks. Elliott gets ready to kick it away, and he does. And that is going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Seattle Seahawks will get started on their own 25-yard line. And Drew Lock is coming in for the Seahawks. Drew Lock coming in. Geno Smith was not really participating. He was limited in practice all week due to a groin injury. He missed the 49ers game. He was trying to get back, it looks like, but he is out for this game, it looks like. So Locke is going to line up under center. DK Metcalf goes in motion to the far side. And we have our first penalty of the game. So we hear from Clay Martin, and it is a false start against the Seattle Seahawks. That would be Disley, who they get for Seattle. So that's going to march him back 5 yards. Metcalf lines up under center, back in the backfield. Locke takes a snap. Locke back throwing and is caught down around the 20. Gets up to the 22-ish yard line. They will credit him to the 23. That would be Walker who caught that. And that would be Nicholas Morrow who was there on the stop for the Eagles. So Locke lines up on the center, man in motion. Locke takes a snap, hands it off to back, and gets up to about the 25. So it's going to be 3rd and 9, actually. They will credit him to the 26. That is Walker again. So they will credit Walker to the 26. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Seahawks. 5.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Eagles need a 3rd down stop here. Locke in the gun, back to his right. Locke takes a snap back, looking, throws, caught by Metcalf, short of the first down marker by a yard. And now, if you are the Seattle Seahawks, the punt team is coming onto this field. So the Eagles just need to make sure now that the punt team actually punts it away. But a big 3rd down stop and a moment when the Eagles have not been as dominant as we would have liked them to be on 3rd downs. The Seahawks stop just a yard short, and that is a 3-and-out for Seattle. Dixon on to punt it away, and he does. Britton Covey is returning this, and he's going to fair catch it at the 17-yard line, and that is where the Eagles will. I apologize. He fair catches it at the 12. It looks like. Sometimes those 5-yard line markers are a little weird. Fair catches it at the 12, so that's where the Eagles will pick up. It is 1st and 10 when we come back from the commercial with 4 minutes and 29 seconds left in the first quarter. So good on the Eagles defense for holding the Seattle Seahawks to just to stopping them short on 3rd down. 3rd and 9 easily could have been very, very, very bad for the Eagles. But already these first couple of drives here, liking what I'm seeing. Now we'll see if they're able to sustain that through the rest of the game. We remember, of course, the 49ers game. The Eagles were not able to sustain that all that much. Drop some comments in the chat. Would love to hear from you what your thoughts are about these first couple of drives here. We'll see how the Eagles are able to, the Eagles offense dials up. We're just hanging out here. I appreciate you all for stopping by. All right. We are coming back from commercial. This is going to be the Eagles' second possession of this game. First possession ended in a touchdown. Eagles, if they win today, are in control of the number 2 seed, following the Cowboys' loss to the Bills yesterday. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. That would be Swift. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Swift. Swift going to power up, gets to the 15, down to the 17-yard line. They will actually credit him to the 17-yard line. So it's a 5-yard pickup for DeAndre Swift. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. And Hurts takes a snap back, looking, firing, overthrowing DeAndre Swift. Decently closely guarded there. But that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles from their own 17-yard line. It would be great for the Eagles to get a big first down right here. Keep this drive alive. Keep this ball moving. Clock is stopped at 3:47 left in the first quarter here. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. Now Kenny Gainwell goes in motion to Hurts' right. Hurts. And the Eagles get a flag, and that is going to be, they're calling that on Jalen Hurts for a false start. Kind of tripped a little bit. So, kind of tripped a little bit as he was getting himself set. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Eagles. So that wipes out any yardage gained by the DeAndre Swift run. He's a little off balance there when he was getting ready to call for the snap. So Hurts in the gun with an empty backfield. Kenny Gainwell goes in motion from the far side to Hurts' left. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, firing, overthrows Dallas Goedert, and that is going to bring up 4th down. So the Eagles unable to get the first down there, and the Eagles are going to have to punt this ball away. So that is the Eagles' first 3 and out of the game. That was really just a poorly placed football there. Dallas Goedert stops a little bit short, and then it's kind of off Dallas Goedert's left hand there. It was over his left shoulder. So kind of poorly placed there. Man on to punt this away. Average 48.9 yards per punt. And kick is away, and that's going to get fielded, and it's going to take an Eagles bounce down inside the 30. Hello, that was a huge punt for Braden Mann, and the Eagles will pick it up there, and that's going to be where Seattle starts it. It's going to be down at the 28-yard line. So that punt was a monster 61-yard punt by Braden Mann. And I'm just going to tell you right now. So last year's punting problems, right? We had Aaron Sipas, and we, for a little while, when Sipas was out, we had Kern. Um, Neither of those two really impressed. Sipas was definitely a little bit better. And then the Eagles continued tryouts into the regular season for the punter role and found Braden Mann, and I really like Braden Mann just as a punter because of stuff like that. I don't see as good as those other guys were. I don't see them dropping a 61-yard punt. I don't see them having an average punt that is close to about 50 yards. So he does a good job. We're at 3:29 left in the first quarter. It will be Seattle's ball when we come back. We're just hanging out here, folks. Appreciate you stopping by. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Birds Nest Media. Really helps the channel out. My expectation, Dan, I would say for tonight's game, I think the Eagles win this one. I mean, I certainly hope the Eagles win this one. I do think the Eagles are going to win this one. It's going to come down to whether or not I think the Eagles have the pieces on offense to be able to do to be able to put up a bunch of points if they're able to get clicking. And so I think it comes down to this defense and the unknown now that is Matt Patricia calling the game for the Eagles defense and whether or not the Eagles are able to respond to him a little bit better. So we'll see what winds up happening there. I am expecting the Eagles to win this game, but the Seahawks have put up a challenge for us quite a bit. I think it's been a number of years since the Eagles have defeated Seattle. So certainly in their home stadium. Locke lines up under center. Ball is at the 27-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. Locke takes a snap, dumps it off, and is immediately dropped. Walker immediately dropped. That is a loss of 6 yards. Josh Sweat coming in with the stop. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 16. So we got a 2-stick situation already here for the Seattle Seahawks on this drive. Both of the Seahawks drives this game started off with moving backwards. So, all right, so we got Locke in the gun, back to his left. Locke takes the snap, back, looking, firing. That is caught. That is caught by Parkinson. That is a pickup of about 6. So it is going to be 3rd and 10 for the Seattle Seahawks. We are at 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. ESPN again pointing out the fact Sean Desai, for the first time this season, is watching the game from the coaching box in the press box at Lumen Field. Matt Patricia on the sideline calling defensive plays. Locke in the gun, empty backfield. Locke takes a snap, back, looking, firing, and that is going to be caught for the first down. So that is the first down the Eagles have given up. That is down around the 39, and that is Lockett there. That would be, that is going to be Tyler Lockett. Nicholas Morrow was on the stop, but doesn't matter. It was first down for the Seahawks. So Locke is going to line up under center, man in the backfield. Locke takes the snap, back, looking, throws, caught, down around the the 44-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. That'll bring up 2nd and 5. And that would be Lockett again there. So Eagles are 48% on third down conversions on defense, so that is the worst in the league right now. And they just gave up another one a play ago. Take a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to get up to about the 48-yard line. Depending on where they spotted it, it'll be third down. We'll see. I'm sorry, the 48-yard line, my bad. Yeah, they will spot him about a yard short, so it is going to be 3rd and 1. We are in the last minute of this first quarter. It would be great if the Eagles were to get some kind of a defensive stop here. We shall see what happens. Lock under center. And now we got a flag coming in. And that's going to be false start on Fant there. So that is going to be marching him back 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. Pete Carroll, not all that thrilled about the false start there, but whatevs. Locke in the gun, back to his left. Locke sends a man in motion. Locke takes a snap back, looking, firing. Incomplete. He was looking for Fant and could not get there. And that is going to bring up 4th down. And there is a defensive 3rd down stop. And the Seattle Seahawks are going to send the punting unit on once again. We got 5 seconds left in this first quarter. Kevin Byard was on the coverage. Now we've got Michael Dixon going in to punt this away, and he does. And that is going to get a Seahawks bounce down to about the 12-yard line. And I don't know what happened there, but it is Seahawks football, but I don't know why. Like, they bounced it. It should have been back around the 12. Because the second bounce was the Seahawks spiking it into the ground there. So regardless, that is going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. So we are 15 minutes of the way through the game, and the Eagles are on top, 7-0. All right, what are your thoughts about that first quarter, guys? Would love to hear from you. Again, please feel free to like and subscribe, share, really helps the channel out. So the Eagles were, in my opinion, the Eagles did a really, really good job in the first quarter. We'll see if they're able to sustain that through the rest of the game. That I think is going to be the biggest thing. Besides the defense rising up, which I think is definitely going to need to improve. But already, I mean, the Seahawks are 2 for 3 on third downs, which, the Seahawks, are 1 for 3 on third downs, which, that's huge. Like, that kind of statistic. Honestly, I would have thought going into this, like, the Seahawks would have been on the other side of that. But yeah, Seahawks are, I mean, they're trying to move the football and trying to get things going, but the Eagles defense seems to be doing a decent enough job of shutting them down, or seem to be doing a decent enough job of shutting them down in the first quarter. Again, there's still plenty of game left to play here, so we'll see what winds up happening on that front. But yeah, definitely drop a comment in the chat here. All right, and already there's a flag going on here. I don't know what this flag is about. Martin, the referee, talking about stuff. Okay, so the Eagles are okay, so it's an illegal touching because of that bat moved the ball forward. So they're going to send the punt unit back on. And I think timing wise, I think this is going back to the first quarter. No, I apologize. Now we're going to the second quarter. All right, so we're staying in the second quarter, but it was a 10-yard penalty, so that marched them back, and that's going to hopefully give the Eagles a better field position here. Dayton on to kick it away, and he does. It's fielded at the 14 by Cubby. Cubby turning up the 25, gets about the 29-yard line, where he's finally brought down. So now it's the Eagles' fall. Yeah, Eagles are 0-7 against Pete Carroll and 0-3 in Seattle. So we'll see what winds up happening here in this game. Right now, the Eagles are ahead 7-0. First and 10 from the Eagles' 29-yard line. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. It is batted at the line, incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown. That was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that will bring up second down. And by tipped, I mean the cornerback Burns comes in and just like absolutely demolishes that football. And yeah. So that's going to bring up second down and 10 for the Eagles from their own 29-yard line. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Swift, throws, caught by A.J. Brown. It's going to be just narrowly shy of the first down marker, depending on where they spot it. But it looks like they're going to spot it just short. So 3rd and 1. We are at 14 and a half minutes left in this first half for the Philadelphia Eagles. Moving the football, getting down. They are at their own 38-yard line. It's 3rd and 1. And we're going to see our first brotherly shove here, folks. And he got it. And that is an Eagles first down. Eagles do convert there. And the Eagles get to the 40-yard line on that play. So that will bring up Eagles first down. We are inside 14 minutes left in this first half. All right, so Hurts is in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to DeAndre Swift. Swift going to power up for about 4 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. All right, so 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. A.J. Brown to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Swift. Hurts going to take it himself, gets almost to midfield, and he does get to midfield before he gets pushed out of bounds by Love there. That's a 7-yard pickup, and that's actually going to credit the Eagles to the 49-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. So that is an Eagles first down. So we got Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Swift. Swift going to power forward down to the Seattle Seahawks 45-yard line, and that is going to bring up 2nd down at 6 for the Seahawks. About 12 minutes left to play in the first half of this game. Clock is running. Eagles running the ball quite a bit here. 2nd and 6. Hurts making some changes at the line here. He's going to line up the gun with Swift to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. Look, throw, caught A.J. Brown. That's going to be an Eagles first down. He is going to be brought down to the 34-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. I'll actually only credit him to the 35, but that's still going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles are driving again. Hurts and gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap, hand off to DeAndre Swift. Swift going to turn up field. Gets to the 25-yard line. That is an Eagles first down. Eagles moving the football, getting down to the 24. It's an 11-yard pick. Eagles really moving this football. It is exactly what you want to see from the team right now. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Brown to the near side. Hurts to the snap. Hands it off to Swift. Swift going to bounce out to the outside and pick up about 3. They actually only credit him for 2. He gets up to the 22-yard line, so that is going to bring up Eagles 2nd and 8. We got 10.5 minutes left in this first half. Eagles have had 17 run plays to 10 passing. Hurts lines up in gun. Swift in motion lines up to Hurts' right. Hurts takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Swift going to keep himself. Bounces out to the right outside. Slides, and there was contact ahead there. I'm a little surprised they did not call that, but there was contact ahead on the slide. So that is that's a shocking no call there, but 3rd and 6 for the Eagles from the Seattle Seahawks 20-yard line. Hurts was able to pick up 2 there. So we'll see what winds up happening. What do the Eagles call here? What does Brian Johnson call for this play? Hurts in the gun, empty backfield. Hurts takes a snap. He's going to keep himself. He's going to run, and he is going to be short of the first down marker. Picks up about 3 before he is dropped down. They're actually only going to credit him for 2, so it's 4th and 4 at the Seahawks 18-yard line. So now if you are the Eagles, what do? Do you keep the momentum going, or do you punch in a field goal? We'll see what they decide here. Seahawks able to just kind of bounce in there. It's 4th and 4 for the Eagles. And the Eagles are keeping the offense out on the field. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. Kenny Gainwell, Ned goes in motion to Hurts left. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, firing, caught for the first down. That is Julio Jones, and the Eagles are inside of the 15-yard line, down at the 12, and that is a 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Julio Jones on the reception, and the Eagles keep the drive alive. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Kenny Gainwell, who gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Maybe picks up a yard. They will not credit him for a yard there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. We are inside of 8 minutes left in this first half. This drive has gone on for almost 7 minutes. Hurts in the gun. DeAndre Swift to his left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Swift. Swift going to turn upfield, gets down to about the 4-yard line before he's dropped down. That is, they might actually credit him to the 3, but he's still going to be short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Eagles from the Seahawks 3-yard line. And from here, I wouldn't be surprised I'd love to see it. I don't think it's going to actually happen, but we're going to brotherly shove it a couple of times. And what is this? We've got flags now. They're going to get Jason Kelsey for a false start, so that's going to push the Eagles back a little bit. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Yeah, he does move there, and it does draw some folks sides. Yeah, that's a good call by the officials. So, clock is 3rd and 6. Clock is about 7 minutes and running. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off. Swift is going to get back to the line of scrimmage and nothing else. And we'll see what the Eagles decide to do here. At this point, they might send the field goal unit off. All right. It's going to be a 27-yard attempt for Jake Elliott. Elliott's snap hold kick is good. And with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half, the Philadelphia Eagles put more points on the board. It is the Eagles 10, Seahawks nothing. The false start, really a drive killer there, unfortunately. Kind of stuff. Having all that just kind of come to a disappointing end there. On the whole, again, Eagles once again on that drive moving the ball quite a bit. That drive took 8 minutes and 26 seconds. It was 16 plays and it went 63 yards. So that was again a pretty solid drive in my opinion. The Eagles need a lot more of that. Wherever that came from, the Eagles need more of it. So. What are your thoughts about this game so far? Love to hear from you. Drop a comment in the chat. All right. Eagles have held the ball in this first half so far for a grand total of 17 minutes and 55 seconds on 3 drives. Jake Elliott on to kick the football away here. Yeah, you're right, Dan. It's not all that bad. Field goal or the ball is out of the end zone with the touchback. Yeah, you're right. It's not all that bad at the end of the day. It just kind of stinks, right? Because I mean the Eagles were moving, and unfortunately the false start by Jason Kelsey cost them four points there. So it's disappointing, but that's the disappointing part about it. But I am definitely thrilled with the fact that took 8 minutes. No problem, Matthew. Happy to have you on. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Try to do this for most Eagles games. So lock under center, man in the backfield. Lock takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Walker, back throwing, looking for Metcalf. He overthrows him, but there is a flag down. That's probably going to be PI. Yeah, they get Josh Jobe there for pass interference. Yeah, and Job does kind of restrain him from getting there. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's a good call there. All right, so that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Seahawks from their own 45-yard line. Costly mistake by Job. Locke in the gun, man in the backfield. Locke takes a snap, dumps it off, and is going to pick up about 2. That is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba, so JSN there. Picks up 3, gets to the 48. Locke in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to power into Eagles territory. That's the first appearance by the Seahawks in Eagles territory. This game going to get to the 46-yard line of the Eagles. It is 3rd and 1. So we've got Locke in the gun. Now he moves under center. Man in the backfield. Man in motion going to the far side. That'll be Lockett. Locke takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker's going to get stopped. We'll see where they spot it. It's coming. Officials are coming in right at the 45-yard line, which is the first down marker, and they are signaling for first down. So it is 1st and 10 now for the Seahawks from the Eagles' 45-yard line. Hi, Kid. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you hanging out. Lock lines up under center. Ball's on the 45, 1st and 10. Man in the backfield, man in motion. Lock takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing. Caught down at the 40-yard line. That is going to be Disley. That's a 5-yard pickup there. Steve Brown is on the stop. Good to see you, K-Dog. I appreciate you hanging out. I'm glad that you're going to be here all night. I'll be here all night, too. So it's my downstairs room, so it's not really like a studio. But yeah, just kind of it's the room that has the TV going here. All right, Lock under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to break free for a first down. Yikes! There, that's going to get down to about the 27. And that is going to be a 13-yard pickup. Byard and Blankenship are credited with the stop there, but that is another Seahawks first down. Glad to have you all here with us, guys. Appreciate you all for stopping by. We got 3:15 left in this first half. Lock under center. Lock takes the snap back, dumps it off to Walker. Walker going to bounce out to the outside, and Walker is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's really it. Kelly Ringo was provided the initial stop there, and Walker gets pushed out of bounds ultimately by, really, they're going to credit Kelly Ringo with the stop there. Kelly Ringo in his first start as an Eagle. So that just gets back to the 27. So it's still going to be 2nd and 10. We are inside of 2.5 minutes left in this first half. Seahawks have all 3 timeouts and will get the ball to start the next half. Lock in the gun, takes a snap, throws, and it is off of the hands of Charbonnet. Looking for Charbonnet and was not able to reel it in. So that is going to bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 10. And the Eagles defense, which is 2 for 4 on 3rd downs, needs another 3rd down stop. So we've got Drew Lock lining up in the backfield. DK Metcalf goes in motion to the slot to the near side. Man in the backfield with Lock to his left. Lock takes a snap, throws, and that is going to be caught for a 1st down. That is JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. And that is going to be caught at the 14-yard line. That is going to bring up a Seahawks 1st down, and we are at the 2-minute warning. So, yep, we are at the 2-minute warning here. And I will say I do not like the fact that the Eagles have given up a couple of 1st downs on 3rd and long here. So that was 3rd and 10. Yeah, that was K-Dog. Yeah, that was 3rd and 10, and the Eagles gave up 13 yards there on that play. So of the Seahawks 3 1st downs they've gotten on 3rd down, 2 of them have actually been 3rd and 10. And that with a defense that's so structured around not giving us a big play, that's a problem because a big play is 1st down, 3rd and long. So the Eagles have had some 3rd down stops, which I'm really thrilled about. The first drive the Seahawks had was a 3-and-out. 2nd drive stalled out just before midfield for the Seahawks. So there's been some signs of life on 3rd down, but this drive ain't it. Yep, we are at the 2-minute warning here. We are coming back from the 2-minute warning, and the Seahawks will get the ball to start the 2nd half. Ball is on the Eagles' 14-yard line. Eagles defense needs to come up here. Lock lines up in the gun, back to his left. Sends him in motion. Lock hand off to Charbonnet. Charbonnet going to bounce up about the 12, 11-yard line ish. They credit him to the 11, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Seahawks. And the Eagles taking their second charged timeout. Okay, dog, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much. I started streaming because of some folks that I follow. So I am glad that you've got that inspiration to do it. I would just say do it. Don't. Everybody's got to start off at some point, and yeah, just if you're at all interested, just go for it. Give it a try for a little bit. You don't have to have a whole lot. My setup, I mean, I've got this little mic here, which if you've been on streams with me, you know that sometimes this mic is not the best. And then I stream off of my phone, so I use my cell phone as my camera. So it's not a whole. It's not a. Yeah, it doesn't require much anymore. We're at a timeout right now. 153 left in this. 153 left in this first half. 2nd and 7 on the Eagles' 11-yard line. When we come back, Eagles are on their final timeout. They had to burn one early in the first quarter, and now they've just burned their second. So we've got one more left for this half. All right, so we are coming back here from the timeout. Eagles are ahead 10-0, but the Seahawks are knocking on the door. Eagles defense needs a big play here. 2nd and 7. Locke in the gun. Charbonnet to his right. Locke takes a snap back, looking, throwing. That is incomplete. He was looking for DK Metcalf, and it was down at Metcalf's feet, and he had his hands on it but could not bring it in. So that does bring up 3rd and 7. With 150 left in this first half. Big 3rd down stop needed right here. Locke is in the gun, back to his right. Man in motion. Locke takes a snap back, looking, throws, caught, but it is short of the 1st down marker. That is JSN again. That gets down to inside of the 10, down to about the 9 is where he was stopped there. We'll see where they actually spot it. But that is going to bring up 4th down. And the Eagles take another timeout. This is their last timeout. Yeah, Reed Blankenship there, credited with the stop. Reed Blankenship having himself a heck of a season. And it's a big 4th down, so the Seahawks are keeping their offense out on the field. 4th and 4. So here we go. Locke is in the gun. Sends Charbonnet in motion. Now to his left. Now sends Metcalf in motion. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout. Looks like the Seahawks were just trying to get the Eagles to jump. And now the Seahawks are going to walk off the field and take the points. They're going to send the field goal unit on. This is Jason Myers coming on to kick the field goal. This is a 26-yard attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up and good. And with 1 minute and 42 seconds left to play in this first half, the Seattle Seahawks on the board. It is the Eagles 10, Seahawks 3. All right. So, not the best drive for Eagles defense, but we're able to get away with holding the Seahawks to a field goal. So that's always a positive there. Was looking a little bit skittish there I was getting a little bit skittish there for a second as the Eagles were getting backed up into their own the shadow of their own end zone while the Seahawks were driving, and the Eagles were giving up a whole bunch of third and longs, and it was kind of the same old song a little bit. But the Eagles able to come away with the stop. And that drive for the Seahawks, it's their longest drive of the game so far. It was a 12-play, 67-yard drive. Took 4 minutes and 38 seconds. This first half so far has been pretty much all Eagles. Just hanging out here. Appreciate you all sticking around for this. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. The Seahawks are going to line up to kick it away. Eagles will have about a minute 42 in the first half. They have no timeouts. We'll see where they get the ball to start. Jason Myers on to kick this one. And this will go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Eagles will get the ball to start on their own 25-yard line. So can the Eagles move 75 yards in a minute 42? We'll see. Honestly, can the Eagles move the ball probably about 30 yards or 35 yards in about a minute 42? Because that'll put the Eagles in pretty decent field goal range for Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott, of course, being the joke being that Jake Elliott was in field goal range halfway through the flight to Seattle. But the Eagles get the ball to start at their own 25, and you'll see what they dial up here. We're going to have Hurts lining up in the gun. Kenny Gainwell to his right. The offensive line doing pretty dominant work. Thanks, Kate. Like, yeah, I appreciate you. Let's take a snap back, looking, firing, and that is caught by Devontae Smith, who is decently open there, and that is down at that is going to be down around the 40-yard line. We do have a flag down. I wonder what this flag is here. It's going to be illegal use of hands to the face on the Seahawks. So that penalty is getting declined, and it results in a first down and the ball is going to be spotted at the 40-yard line. We got 1:33 left on the clock here in this first half. Eagles out of timeouts. Hurts in the gun back to his right. Hurts takes the snap back, looking, going to roll out to his left. Hurts just going to throw it away. Pressure coming in from Leonard Williams there, and Hurts just kind of launched it. So we got 1:27 left on this clock in the first half. 2nd and 10. Eagles trying to move the ball down the field. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking. It's going to be back at the line, incomplete. That will bring up 3rd and 10. He was looking for A.J. Brown again. That's Mafe, I believe. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Oye Mafe, yeah. Oye Mafe. That brings up 3rd and 10 for the Eagles from their own 40-yard line. They have to get to midfield to convert first down. Hurts in the gun. Back to his right. Lamar Zacchaeus is in motion. Hurts takes a snap back, looking, firing, incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown, who was in double coverage, overthrew him. Unfortunately, could not get there, and that will send out the punting unit. With 1:19 left in this first half here. Yeah, he was looking for A.J. Brown. Kenny Gainwell was also there as an option, but A.J. Brown was in pretty well double covered there. So Braden Mann on to punt this football away, and it is away. And that is going to take an Eagles bounce down to the 15-yard line where it's going to get fielded, and that will be stopped at about the 19-yard line. That would be that was Reed Blankenship on the stop there, and then the punt itself was fielded by DJ Dallas. So we got 1st and 10 for the Seahawks from their own 19-yard line. The Seahawks do have 2 timeouts. Definitely a little disappointing the Eagles couldn't get a drive going there at the end of that first half, because the Seahawks, as I mentioned, they will get the ball to start the second. Anybody have any fun holiday traditions? Just feel free to drop them in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Any end of the year plans? Always see your grandma on Christmas. All right, awesome. That's a great plan. My family, we usually always go down to some long-standing family friends of ours, so we usually pop over there for Christmas. Yep, absolutely. Always wake your mom up at like 6 in the morning. All right, all righty. Um, Dan, nice and quiet. All right. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm usually up very, very late. I'm part of a choir. We do the midnight mass. We do lessons and carols at 11 p.m. the night before. So, lock in the gun, takes a snap, throws. That is going to be caught around the 25-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 4. That was Fant there. So 50 seconds left. Lock in the gun. Lock takes the snap back, looking, throws incomplete. He was just kind of throwing it away there. Um, the officials are talking about something. It's 3rd and 4. I guess they, yeah, they are going to call grounding here. They are going to call intentional grounding on Drew Lock. So that is going to march the Seahawks back quite a bit there. Yeah. Yeah, midnight mass can be a little bit late for people. Yeah, they get Drew Lock for intentional grounding. He was in the tackle box, pressure coming. He just kind of threw it away there. So that is a loss of 10 for the Seahawks. That brings up third, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for them. It's also a loss of down. So, or third and like 14 now with the penalty. So they got to march back a little bit. So we got about 35 seconds left to play in this first half here. The Seahawks again, they do have they do have two of their three timeouts. Um, Eagles out of timeouts, of course. But the Seahawks are pretty far back in their own territory. They got to go about 85 more yards um, if they want to get a touchdown, if they want to tie this game. This is the first time in the last several games the Eagles have not trailed at halftime, assuming the Seahawks pull off a miracle here. A lock in the gun, to snap, hands it off, and that is going to get stopped pretty much immediately. There is a flag down. We're going to check on this flag. Um, and it's going to be offensive holding on Brown there. So that is, they're going to get Evan Brown, the center, on offensive holding. That probably is declined, so it's going to be fourth down. It was about a 2-yard pickup for Charbonnet there. So it's going to be 4th and 12 from the 17-yard line of the Seahawks. That's going to send Dixon to punt it away. We're probably going to see a punt, and then we're going to see the Eagles kneel it at halftime. So we'll see what winds up happening there. But you have 37 seconds left here in this first half. And Dixon punts away. And Covey fills it at 27. Covey turn gets to the 31-yard line. I apologize. And that is going to bring up first and 10 for the Eagles. Falling asleep, K-Dog. No worries. No worries for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. Yep, you have a nice night, K-Dog. Thanks for hanging out. Eagles right now lining up. They're going to line up at their own 32. So they did credit them to the 32. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. They're probably going to take maybe one or two strikes down the field. Now Kenny Gainwell is going to line up to his left. Hurts takes the snap back, looking, firing, and that is overthrown Dallas Goedert. He was looking for Goddard on the near side and could not get it. So that is going to bring up second down and 10 for the Eagles. 22 seconds left in this first half. Low scoring game right now. We'll see what happens here, see what the Eagles are able to do. Hurts in the gun, empty backfield once again. Now Kenny Gainwell moves to his left. Hurts takes the snap back, looking. He's going to try to avoid pressure, and he's going to take off himself, finds the sideline at about the 38-yard line. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. We've got Grant Calcaterra going off into the sideline there, or going off into the locker room. Hopefully he's okay. We got 15 seconds left in this half. Eagles hoping to at least get into a position where they can put the game back to two scores. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. Play clock winding down. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. He's going to roll out to his left. Hurts initially gets set to throw, and then he does throw, but it is incomplete. It looks like he was looking for Kenny Gainwell, and he's out of bounds. So that's going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Eagles. Yeah. Yeah, Hurts looking for a deep ball there, kind of, but wasn't able to find anybody open. Yeah, his option was Kenny Gainwell, but Kenny Gainwell was covered. All right, so this is punted away. And it's going to take Seahawks bounce down to the 12-yard line, bounce to the 10. So the Seahawks are going to, goes out of bounds at the 12, but it doesn't matter because it is at halftime. We are at halftime, folks. And the Eagles are on top for the first time in 6 games at halftime. It is the Eagles 10, the Seahawks 3. The Seahawks will get the ball to start the third quarter when we come back from the third quarter. All right. Drop a comment in the chat. Would love to hear how you think this first half is going. We'll get some stats pulled up here. All right, and we've got some stats going here. So, The thing I've been decently impressed with is the Eagles' play calling choices are once again kind of stepping back in the direction of run, which is a really, really, really important thing to be doing right now because with those uh, with those running plays factoring in, that's what's allowing the Eagles to control the clock. That's what's allowing the Eagles to um, be able to march down the field and move pretty much at their own whim. Now, didn't see a lot of that in certainly not in their later drives, and hopefully the Eagles are able to get back to that a little bit. But the run game has been working pretty well. DeAndre Swift, 10 carries, 36 yards. Jalen Hurts, 7 carries for 35 yards. And the only touchdown of the night for either team. Kenny Gainwell, 5 carries for 18 yards. And Dallas Goedert, 1 carry, technically, 1 carry for 1 yard. So yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts doing a pretty decent job of mixing in the run game here. I mean, Brian Johnson doing a pretty decent job of calling some run plays, and the Eagles have been doing a great job of moving the ball down the field. Jalen Hurts in the passing game, 9 for 17, 79 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, which is always good. No picks specifically is always good. The no touchdowns, I'd like to have seen a touchdown, but that's all right. Leading receivers seem to be A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert right now. So Dallas Goedert making his presence known once again. But yeah, I mean, this first half has been all Eagles, and that is told by the time of possession stat so far this game. The Eagles have held the ball for 18 minutes and 56 seconds compared to 11 minutes and 4 seconds for the Seahawks. Most of that coming off of one drive. Now, and that one drive was the one drive that that ended the field goal for the Seahawks. So, Seahawks are 3 for 7 on third down, which, I mean, it's definitely better than the Eagles' average right now, but it's also not great. I'd love to see that number come down quite a bit. Eagles, 50% on third downs. Eagles are perfect on fourth downs. Eagles are 1 for 2 in the red zone. The Eagles are the only team that scored a touchdown at all, and that came in the red zone. Um, and unfortunately, that second touchdown, it should have been a touchdown. It was all set to be a second touchdown, but Jason Kelsey called for the false start there. So a little bit of a stupid mistake. Hopefully, that does not come back to bite us in any sense of the word. But yeah, I mean, time of possession and total offensive yard is really the story of the first half right now. If you're looking at the score, offensive yards, Eagles 169 offensive yards, the Seahawks 90 so far. The Eagles once again doing a pretty decent job. This is the first time in a while the Eagles have not allowed a large chunk of rushing play on defense. A large chunk of rushing yards on defense, which I'm very happy about. So 90 rushing yards, but they've only allowed 26. And this is kind of on par with what the Eagles were doing during the first half of the season, where the Eagles were holding teams to, on average, 65.6 rushing yards per game going into the bye week. Now, coming off of the bye week, the Eagles' run game not doing so great, but the Eagles' run game has been Eagles' run defense specifically shows signs of improvement. Seahawks a little bit better in the passing game in terms of like the ratio for the number of yards they're putting up to the number of yards they're putting up to the number of yard or passing yards they're putting up. How is Drew Lock is 10 for 14, so he's doing a little bit better again in the passing game, 64 yards. Um, but again, the run game has really kind of been shut down in this first half. I mean, you had Walker, um, who had 21 yards on 7 carries, and then Charbonnet, who had 5 yards on 2 carries. So certainly not great numbers for the Seahawks run offense, but honestly, the Seahawks run offense wasn't really anything to write home about. Really more of a better showing of the Eagles' run defense and how run defense is able to be has been able to dominate. So I'm thrilled about the fact that the Eagles so far now still got 30 minutes of football left in the left to play. I'm thrilled about how the Eagles' run defense so far has not given up a ton of rushing yards. So yeah, that's really where we're at there. I mean, JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, 3 catches on 3 targets for 19 yards. Tyler Lockett, 2 catches on 2 targets for 17 yards. They've picked up the bulk of um, the passing game. DK Metcalf, always a dominant threat, but he has been pretty much silenced in the first half. He only has 1 catch for 8 yards. Nobody else has crossed double digits yet in the passing game, and there have not been a ton of deep plays. Alrighty. What are your thoughts about this game so far? Just drop them in the chat. Love to hear from you. And again, please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media because it really helps the channel out. Yeah, we're just hanging out here. Yep. Eagles definitely just need to lean into that run game. Again, yeah, I agree with you, Dan. And I think the Eagles were definitely. I mean, the Eagles' offense over the course of these last couple of weeks has been moving the ball fairly well. The difference, I think, between this week compared to last week is the turnovers, and especially given the fact that the turnovers occurred fairly with varying degrees of depth into Dallas territory last week. I think the Eagles this time, the fact that the Eagles have been getting deep into Seattle territory and deep into and able to hold on to the football there, I think that's pretty solid. But yeah, the Eagles, if they can continue to lean into this run game, the Eagles will be in a pretty good spot going forward. Um, I'm just curious here. I'm going to pull up going into this game. The Seahawks run defense was 23rd in the league. They allowed on average 123.4 rushing yards per game going into this game. So there's definitely an opportunity for the Eagles defense to the Eagles defense to go into this. So yeah, but we're just Eagles just need to Eagles need to continue to assert their dominance. I mean, Eagle leaning into the run game certainly. The Eagles defense, hopefully they're able to right the ship a little bit on third downs. I'd love to see them get a few more third down stops. Love to see them force a few more 3-and-outs. Would really love to see them get to Drew Lock. That would be big if the Eagles are able to get to Drew Lock. That would be really really helpful. Um, The Seahawks are going into this game. They were sacked 7.19% of their pass attempts. That is right around the midpoint of the league. So that they're right at that 50th percentile there. How many pass plays on that 8-minute drive? That's a great question. Let me find that for you. The 8-minute drive, that was a second quarter drive. Let me see here. It doesn't really give me the exact numbers here. So let's just take a quick look because the Eagles had one possession. No, the Eagles had two possessions after that. Yeah, it doesn't give me a straight answer on that. I apologize. Um, yeah, I don't remember a whole lot either. Um, yeah, it gives me a lot more information like as the game progresses. Um, all right, Eagles are on to kick this away. And that is going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Seahawks will get the ball to start on their own 25-yard line. There were 11 plays on that drive. I had to count them. 11 run plays on that drive. Lock in the gun, takes a snap, dumps it off quick to Walker, who's going to get almost to the first down marker. So that is going to bring up second down and 2 for the Seahawks from their own 33-yard line. But Dan, it was 11 of those plays on that 8-minute drive were run plays. Lock in the gun, man in the backfield takes a snap, back, hands it off to Walker. Walker's going to pick up the first down, gets to about the 36. They will only credit him to the 35, though, for the stat, so that is going to bring up first and 10 from the Seattle Seahawks 35-yard line. So Lock is lining up under center. Walker is in the backfield. Lock takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker stops at the line of scrimmage and is able to bounce outside, picks up about 6. They will actually credit him for 7 there, so that's going to get him to the 42-yard line. Second and 3 for the Seahawks. And that was Eli Ricks on the stop there. 2nd and 3. Lock in the gun. Walker to his left. Lock takes a snap, back, looking, pressure coming, throws to Walker, who's behind the line of scrimmage, and Walker is going to pick up the first down and gets into Eagles territory. And another first down conversion for the Seahawks. Another first down conversion given up by the Eagles on that kind of a play there. Is there a reason that Okay, so for the Eagles, so Nick Sirianni actually does not call any plays. He doesn't call the defensive plays. He never called the defensive plays. And after his first season with the Eagles, he stopped calling the offensive plays. He handed them over to Shaden Steichen. I'll finish this in a second. Drew Lock under center, takes a snap. Back, hands it off to Charbonnet. Charbonnet going to bounce up to about the 37-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about 6 there. 2nd and 4. So what happened was on Sunday, we kind of learned that Nick Sirianni stripped Sean Desai of the play calling responsibilities and gave them over to Matt Patricia. There's a lot of speculation as to why that is, whether or not it's a move to try to get Desai out, not sure. Whether it's a shot in the arm for the defense, not sure. But we'll see. Lock under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Charbonnet. Charbonnet going to get up to the 32-yard line. That is a first down for the Seahawks. Yeah, so I think it's due to Sirianni. My opinion. I think it's Sirianni holding the defense accountable, and Sean Desai is the leader of the defense as the coach. So he tried to shake some things up. So Lock in the gun, takes a snap, dumps it off, and that is Bobo down to the 28-yard line. So let's pick up a 4. 2nd and 6 for the Seahawks. Seahawks driving, looking to tie this game up. Yeah, well, the Eagles' defense hasn't been great on third downs just in general. They're last in the league. Lock in the gun, takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws, caught. He's actually going to be marked short of the first down marker by a yard. So that is going to bring up the first third down one of the first or second third downs on this drive here. Lock in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker picks up the first down, gets inside the 20, gets down to the 10, to the 5, in for the touchdown. So the Seahawks get their first touchdown of the game, and comes off of a Walker run that is a 23-yard run and puts the Seahawks an extra point away from tying this game. So Myers on to kick the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. And with 10 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the third quarter, we are all tied up. It is the Eagles 10, the Seahawks 10. So, all right, good opportunity for the Eagles to reset. We knew we weren't going to hold them that close. We knew it was going to be a total domination. Eventually, they were going to have to score a touchdown. So, there's your touchdown score. Now, time for the Eagles offense to get back to moving the football down the field. That was a 9-play, 75-yard drive, took 4 minutes, 55 seconds. Yeah, it does make you wonder how the defensive unit is impacted by this, but I don't know. I think right now I'm definitely seeing improvement in certain areas. Now, that drive didn't inspire any degree of confidence in me, but um, I mean, the fact that the Eagles have some third down stops have that the Eagles are the Eagles seem to be doing a little bit better on third down stops, which is good. We'll see how it impacts. We'll see how Matt Patricia is able to make adjustments. Um, but yeah, I'm sure that Nick Sirianni is going to get asked about removing Matt Patricia from or removing Sean Desai from the play calling responsibilities, and we'll see what he says to that later on in this game, or after at the end of the game during the press conference. Eagles with a win today can stay in contention for the number one seed in the NFC. Um, they will also have control of the NFC East today if they win, given the fact that the Dallas Cowboys lost yesterday. So we will see how or we'll see what winds up happening and how this game progresses. We've got 10:05 left in the third quarter. The Seahawks are ready to kick it away, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Seahawks um, kick it away, and the Eagles will get the ball to start at their own 25-yard line. And out comes Jalen Hurts once again. There were flaws, and I think the problem is that when you're going 10-1 through your first 11 games, nobody notices the defensive flaws, or people are willing to turn a blind eye to them. When you start losing a couple of games, and especially in the way that the Eagles lost them, there's problems. So, in the gun to his left, A.J. Brown goes in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, back, throws. That is going to be caught by Devontae Smith. That is short of the first down marker, but it's a 9-yard pickup. And that is going to bring up the 2nd and 1 for the Eagles from their own 34-yard line. Clock is running. We're inside of 10 minutes left in this third quarter. Hurts is in the gun. DeAndre Swift to his right. Hurts takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Swift. Hurts throws incomplete, looking for Dallas Goedert. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 1, and we will probably see a brotherly shove at some point in the next 2 plays. Brotherly shove coming up here. Jalen Hurts fakes the brotherly shove, hands it off to DeAndre Swift. Swift is going to bounce to the outside and picks up an extra couple of yards there. There is a flag down. We're going to check on this flag here. Pending the flag, it is a first down. It is illegal use of hands to the face on number 55. So that is Jones there. Draymond Jones. So that is going to give the Eagles a first down either way. And actually gives the Eagles a little bit better field position. So they will enforce the penalty. It will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 42-yard line. So Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking. Hurts going to roll out to his right. Hurts going to pick up the first down, crosses into Seattle territory, and gets out of bounds at the Seattle 45. Yeah, but I think also, sometimes like schematically too. It depends. I think this was also a shot in the air move. Hurts the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to DeAndre Swift. Swift going to power up the 40-yard line. That is going to be, they're actually going to crack them to the 39. So it is second and 4 for the Eagles for the Seahawks 39-yard line. And it wasn't just, the defensive secondary stinks right now, but the front four hasn't been performing up to standard as well, and that's on the coaching staff. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing, caught by DeAndre Swift, but it is well short of the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get dropped for a loss of about 5 there. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. And I have no idea what that play call was, because that was one of those stupid little check down passes that almost never works. That was bad. That was poor decision making just in general there. So 3rd and 9 for the Seahawks. I'm sorry, 3rd and 9 for the Eagles. Hurts in the gun, empty backfield. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing, caught by A.J. Brown well beyond the first down marker, down inside the 35-yard line, down around the 33. That is going to give the Eagles a first down. That's an 11-yard pickup for A.J. Brown. Covered by Trey Brown. So Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap, throws, caught by Goddard, but it's behind the line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 2 sticks. 2nd and 2 sticks. 2nd and 13. Goddard is dropped at the 36-yard line. Again, I don't know what these stupid little check down passes are that don't work, but they don't work. The ball's moving backwards. Hurts in the gun. Swift to his right. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, firing, and that is caught by Dallas Goedert again there, but it is his forward progress is stopped, so they're whistling because the ball popped out, but they stopped his forward progress. It's going to be officially stopped at the 26-yard line, so that is 3rd and 3 for the Seahawks. I'm sorry, for the Eagles. 3rd and 3. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws, caught down inside the 10-yard line. Devontae Smith. It is 1st and goal for the Eagles at the 9-yard line. Eagles once again moving the football down the field. This drive has already taken 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Now Hurts is in the gun. Swift to his right. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Swift. Swift going to bounce out to the outside. Gets down to about the 2-yard line. Down to the 1 is where he's dropped. And it's 2nd and goal. And we'll probably see a brotherly shove punch this in here. Give for the lead again. We are inside of 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Yep. Hurts line up to do brotherly shove. Snap and Hurts in for the touchdown. Hurts in for the touchdown, and the Eagles get back on top of this game. Yeah, another with some exceptions. This drive 5.5 minutes. It looked like. Yeah, with some exceptions, again, those stupid check down plays that don't work are examples of that. The ones where he's thrown well behind the line of scrimmage into coverage. Those were some questionable decisions there, but 12 minutes or 12 plays, 75 yards, took 5 minutes and 22 seconds. To get down there. And Jake Elliott is on to kick the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Philadelphia Eagles once again move the football down the field and take the lead again. It is the Eagles 17, the Seahawks 10. Yep, there you go. There you go. All they needed to do was get back running the football. All right. How are we feeling, guys? How are we feeling about this game as we're progressing through? Just hanging out here. Appreciate you. Gonna check something real quick here. And we're back. Alrighty. Alrighty here. We are back from the commercial. It is the Eagles 17, Seahawks 10. Eagles getting ready to kick this football away. Yep, let's see if the Eagles defense is able to respond here. We'll see what happens. Jake Elliott kicking this football away. And it is going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Seahawks will get the ball to start at their own 25-yard line. Eagles defense needs to show up. Hopefully they came out of the locker room. We'll see what happens here. Can't let the Seahawks run down the field again. Lock in the gun. Back to his right and behind him. Lock takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing deep. Looking for Lockett, and it is incomplete. Wildly overthrew him. And that was Kelly Ringo on the coverage. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Drew Lock looking to do some kind of a strike there and overthrows Lockett. Bad. But But Kelly Ringo certainly there in the event that Locke was able to connect with Lockett. He was not, so 2nd and 10. Locke in the gun. Takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to get dropped after picking up maybe a yard. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard in. We'll see what they actually credit him for. We'll credit him for 1 yard, so we'll get up to 26. It is 3rd and 9. Yep. Yeah, Darius out with an injury right now, so Locke in the gun, back to his left. Locke takes a snap back, looking, and he is going to get sacked, and that is the first sack of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. That is Brandon Graham, who's going to get credited for it, along with Fletcher Cox, both of them credited with a half a sack. That's the first sack for either team, really. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts has not yet sacked this game, and then Drew Lock took his first one there. Eagles able to get pressure home, and that is going to force a 3 and out, and that is going to send the punting unit back on the field for the Seahawks. And kick it away. Covey, a fair catch it at the 21-yard line. So Britton Covey, fair catches at the 21-yard line, and the Eagles will take over from there. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Eagles are on top 17-10. Yeah, it wasn't, I mean, good on Kelly Ringo to hang in there. Um, but yeah, that would have been a play that's a play that the Eagles defense is supposed to be able to stop, because the Eagles defense is structured so as to not give up the big play. That's the when we talk about what is the school of Vic Fangio, that's the school of Vic Fangio. So yeah, almost a clean game. Yeah, no, that was the first sack of the game. Jalen Hurts has not been sacked yet, and then Drew Lock just had his first dealt to him. So yeah, and the Seahawks are about the middle of the pack offensively in terms of sacks per pass attempt. I said that I think earlier. I think they're about 7%, whatever the number is. They're a little bit above 7% in terms of sacks per pass attempt offensively there. So Eagles, Eagles, able to get one home. A big 3 and out for the Eagles. The Eagles defense able to rise to the occasion there. And that pushes the Seahawks down to 4-9 on third downs, which is a 44% conversion rate for those of you who are tracking. That's been a big area of focus for that. That has to be a big area of focus for the Eagles, given that they are last in the league in third down conversions. So this week's game, Monday Night Football, they're advertising right now is a critical game for the Eagles actually to monitor. We want to be rooting, if you're an Eagles fan, you want to be rooting for the Ravens in this game because the Seahawks need to give up the Seahawks. I'm sorry, the San Francisco 49ers need to lose a game in order for the Eagles to get back into the run for the number 1 seed. And next week, Monday Night Football game is the most likely for that to happen. Hurts is the gun to his right. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Swift. Swift going to power up for about 2 yards. And now we've got Lane Johnson down on the field, gripping his left ankle. That is not good. Nick Sirianni going out to check on him. They're going to take a timeout while they tend to him. Fantasy team eliminated yesterday. Was it your fantasy team or your fandom team? Because we had a few, we definitely had a few eliminations soon or recently. Let's take a quick look at that playoff picture. Your NFL team. Gotcha. Washington. I mean, it's just always disappointing, but I'm kind of not surprised. Let's take a quick peek at this playoff picture here. While we have a hot second. Not what I wanted to do. All right, there we go. Yep. So Washington, Arizona, Carolina, all eliminated from playoff contention. Tennessee, New York, the New York Jets, and the New England Patriots also eliminated. Eagles right now sitting at number 2. Right here, the Seattle Seahawks sitting at the number 9 spot. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That could very well happen for you. Seahawks looking to claw their way back into the playoff picture right now. They're trying to do that. They got to bye with the Los Angeles Rams, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Dallas Cowboys. San Francisco has clinched their division, so it's not like they're going to be able to do that. They're replaying Lane Johnson's injury right now, and that's definitely disappointing there. But he's standing around on the sidelines, so that's always good at least. We're going to come back. Okay, Jack Driscoll coming in for a down here at least. Hurts lines up in the gun. DeAndre Swift lines up to his left. A.J. Brown to the near side. Hurts. And there's an all-star. They're going to get Landon Dickerson for the false start, so that's going to push the Eagles back to 2nd and 13. And Lane Johnson coming back onto the field. Lane Johnson just missing a single snap. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. Down to the near side. Hurts takes the snap back. Looking. Hurts is going to roll out to his right. Hurts is going to take off and get to about the 23-yard line. He's going to get run out of bounds. So that's going to be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 for the Eagles team. We are approaching 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here. Eagles need a big play here to convert on 3rd down. Hurts lines up in a gun. Swift to his right. A.J. Brown to the near side. Smith to the far side. Quay Watkins goes in motion. Hurts takes the snap back. Looking, firing. Looking for A.J. Brown. Incomplete. No flags. Look like there was plenty of contact from both players. And so that is going to send the Eagles back to the sidelines. And we'll send the punt unit on the field. And it looks like sort of my Mailata took one where took a knee there at the end. man on to punt away, and he does, and it's going to get fielded back inside the 30-yard line, and he's going to get tripped at the 30. So, not throw Seahawks receiver it's Dallas there. That's DJ Dallas, not happy with the return, obviously, because he didn't really get anything from that. Got about 2 yards. But we got 1:26 left in the third quarter, and the Eagles are still on top 17-10. But the Eagles couldn't get anything going on that drive, so it's time for the Eagles defense to once again step up here and rescue the offense, so to speak. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I try to take a lot of my cues from like stuff that I see. I tend to I don't tend to review my stuff a lot simply because I mean if there's good moments I'll go back, but a lot of really what I tend to do more of is I tend to be looking more around like I'll certainly I review the game copy of the tapes because the game copy of the broadcast because I mean as much maligned as guys like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman and guys like Tony Romo might be and guys like Chris Collinsworth might be, they're in those positions for a reason. That's because they got really good at their jobs, and that's on. I mean, if I can be like even as half as good as they are, then um, it will be then I'm already doing really good. So I tend to review that kind of stuff. I also go through and I review a lot of I review more of like what are other people doing. Um, there's a certain extent where I can't um, there's a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a kerfuffle there on the sidelines with AJ Brown and a staff there. Does evoke well, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Um, I missed that. I'm sorry. um, I think so. So first off, Dan, I will check this one. Yeah, I, I gotta up the mics because this mic doesn't work all that great with Streamlabs, which is the software that I use. Um, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Appreciate your feedback on that. Second 3, that was a pretty big run by Walker there. Lock under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to break into the backfield. It's down to midfield. That's going to give the Seahawks the first down. Yeah, I tried to play with some things too. Um, yeah, I hear it good. When I do review it, I do sometimes pick up on like it'll either do a lot of skipping or it'll give Ray a stack. Which I mean, this is a $20 microphones. Like it was this, and I have another one over here that I sometimes use. Um, they both have the same problem. So if it gets really bad, I kill these and I use the native film microphone. I don't like to do because sometimes that'll pick up like the game broadcast, and I don't want this to get struck for copyright. We are at the end of the third quarter, so we got 15 minutes left to play here. Seahawks approaching. Seahawks are at midfield and driving. time the Eagles have scored more than 20 points was against the Buffalo Bills, when they scored 37 in that overtime matchup. They scored 20 points again in their matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. All of their matchups they've won, actually. Looking at the stat right now. And all the games the Eagles have won, the Eagles have scored at least 20 points. When the Eagles have scored less than 20 points, they've lost. So the Eagles have scored 20. The Eagles have scored less than 20 points 3 times. They scored less than 20 points against the New York Jets. They scored less than 20 points against the 49ers and against the Dallas Cowboys. Those are the only 3 games where the Eagles did not cross the 20-point threshold. So there's a little bit of an interesting stat for you. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, except for their freak loss to the Dallas Cowboys, the Seahawks have been held to less than 20 points in all of their losses this season. So, seems like it might be first to 20 wins this one. Or it could be a shootout in the fourth quarter. We'll see. But it'd be great for the Eagles to get it'd be great for the Eagles to get any kind of a defensive stop here. It'd be great for the Eagles to get a turnover. The Eagles haven't had one of them in a little bit. Seahawks are in the middle of a 4-game losing streak. They're hoping to scratch that right now. Eagles hoping to get out of a 2-game losing streak here. Lock under center, man in the backfield. Lock takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to bounce up to the 45, gets down to about the 42. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for, they're actually going to credit them to the 41. So 2nd and 1 for the Seahawks at the Eagles' 41-yard line. Yeah. So Lock under center, Walker in the backfield. Lock takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker going to power his way up, picks up 2. So that is enough for a first down. All they need to do is just hold. Yep, the Eagles need to. The Eagles defense needs to come up with some kind of a stop on this next group of plays here. Lock in the gun, 3 men in the backfield with him. Lock takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Walker. Lock throws. That is caught, and that's going to get down to inside the 35. That is Disley. Will Disley, the tight end, on a 4-yard pickup there, and that brings up 2nd and 6 for the Seahawks. Yeah, I agree. At this point, it's going to be tricky for the Eagles to, at a turnover. It'd be tricky for the Eagles to keep them getting any kind of point here. Lock in the gun, Walker line up to his left. Lock takes a snap back. Looking pressure coming, throws. That is caught. It is short of the first down marker. That is Lockett there on the reception. It's down at the 30-yard line is where that is going to get down. So that is 3rd and 2. And a little cross out there for really more 3rd and 1 here. So Locke lines up under center. Locke takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker is going to get dropped in the backfield. And that is a 3rd down stop for this Eagles team. Much, much needed here. Eagles get the 3rd down stop. And the Seahawks are now 4 for 10 on 4th downs. Or on 3rd downs here. So, big 3rd down stop for the Eagles. But the Seahawks are staying on the field. Locke is in the gun. Walker to his left. I know it. They were just trying to get the Eagles to jump off sides here, and that is exactly what did not happen. So the Seahawks take a timeout. They have 2 remaining, and they will send their field goal unit on. Appreciate y'all hanging out here. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. We are at 11:21 left in this game. The Eagles are on top 17-10. DK Metcalf, 1 catch for 8 yards so far this game. He's been a big threat otherwise in other games. Locke is in the gun. Walker to his left. They are going for it here. Locke takes a snap, throws, incomplete. There is a flag down. We got to check this flag here. And they call Bradbury for pass interference on that. So that wipes off a big turnover on downs. Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, there's definitely contact there, but that was also within the 5 yards, so yuck. So that gives the Seahawks a free set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 26. Walker gets the pass dumped off to him, and Walker is going to get bounced out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So that is a loss of 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Clock is running. We have 11 minutes-ish left in this game. It was inside the 5 yards, so that I don't understand that call. Locke under center, Walker in the backfield. Locke takes a snap, fakes the toss to Walker, throws to Metcalf. That's Metcalf's 2nd catch of the night. He's going to get up to about 2 yards shy of the 1st down marker. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Seahawks from the Eagles' 18-yard line. So 3rd and 2. Locke is in the gun. Locke takes the snap, pressure coming, sack, and that it's incomplete. And they're going to probably talk about this one because there wasn't really we're going to see what happens there. They might talk about that as possible grounding there. The refs do not have to. Yeah. So Walker's there, so that does evade the intentional grounding call. Lock in the gun. Walker goes in motion to the far side. Play clock is winding down. And someone calls a timeout here. 10 minutes left in the game. And Seattle's going to take a second charge timeout. He's down. He's down. He's down. He's down. That should not be. That should be a sack. And now, yep, Nick Sirianni going to challenge this play. The timeout the Seahawks take to avoid a delay of game is going to give the Eagles an opportunity to challenge that play. All right, so they do check that. So the Eagles do win the challenge. It was a nice quick review. So that is the second sack of this game. So it is 4th and 9, and that is going to send the field goal unit onto the field for the Seahawks. It's a little bit of an interesting turn of events. If the Seahawks were able to get that off, then they don't. The Seahawks were able to get that off on time, then they don't have to go through the chaff. The Eagles can't challenge that play, and instead now the Seahawks have to settle for a 43-yard field goal attempt. Yeah, the Seahawks. Nick Sirianni better send Pete Carroll a thank you card. All right, snap, hold, kick is good. All right, so with 10 minutes left in this game, the Seahawks pull it to within, or pull it closer there, and it is 17-13 in favor of Philadelphia. Pete Carroll upset that he's not going to get the timeout back. It looks like the answer to that question is no. So the Seahawks will be down to one timeout left in this game. They're having to burn two of them already in this half. All right, let me know how you're thinking, what your thoughts are about this game here. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, realistically, they might have. I could see an argument there, but my theory on that point is, or like the reason why they don't get the timeout back is because they were trying to go for, they were trying to get the ball off, and the Eagles were not initially challenging it, so the uh, the Eagles, or so the Seahawks had to burn a timeout to avoid a delay of game penalty. Yes, both teams would have. Well, let me clarify that. So the Seahawks would not have lost a timeout because they burnt their timeout before the Eagles challenged the play. So the Seahawks burning the timeout is what caused the Eagles to have the opportunity to challenge the play. So the Seahawks wouldn't be getting the timeout back regardless. I can see an argument as to why, but ultimately the argument's moot, is what I was getting at. Um, if the Eagles were wrong, they would have lost a timeout, but that was fortunately so beyond clear and obvious that it wasn't even funny. Um, yeah, it just took them a little bit too long to identify that. So, all right. So after the touchback on the kickoff, the Eagles are going to get the ball at their own 25-yard line. Jalen Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Swift, throws, caught by A.J. Brown down to the 40-yard line. That is a 15-yard pickup and a first down. So the Eagles once again moving. Well, yeah, but the Seahawks called the timeout because they were trying to avoid a delay of games. Their timeout got called first. So there weren't really clock rules there. The clock would have been running. Hurts in the gun. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Swift. Swift gets up to about the 43-yard line, 44-yard line, actually. So that's a gain of, they will actually credit them to the 45. So that's a gain of 5 yards. Yeah, so the clock actually wasn't running. The clock actually wasn't running when the Seahawks had to take the timeout. So they took the timeout because it was an incomplete pass. Yeah, that was the part. Hurts in the gun, empty backfield. Hurts takes a snap, throws, caught by Devontae Smith into Seahawks territory. That gets down to the Seahawks 45-yard line thereabouts. 1st and 10. Yeah, it was avoiding the delay of game, so the clock was stopped. So what wound up happening, the Seahawks actually would not have benefited from getting their timeout back, because then the clock would have had to run, because the clock stopping, the clock then moving to a running, or to a sack, or the play then moving to a sack, would have resulted in a running clock. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throwing deep, looking for Quez Watkins, and that is intercepted in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Hurts underthrows Quez Watkins, and Hurts underthrows Quez Watkins, and there's Julian Love right there to undercut the route and intercept the football. A little bit more touch on that pass, and that's a touchdown. But that is the first turnover of the game for either team. And unfortunately, it is an interception that does give the Seahawks the ball at their own 20-yard line following the touchback there. So 8 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in this game. Seahawks get the ball back, 80 yards to the lead for them. Eagles offense has been relatively quiet. Hurts was looking there and unfortunately couldn't put enough power on the football. And Julian Love undercuts the route and was able to come away with the pick. And my problem with that throw there too is there's no reason to go for that. There's no reason to hurry to score. You're absolutely right. There is no reason, Dan, why the Eagles need to be going for a bomb there. They had plenty of opportunity. They were on their own 40. They were on the Seahawks 45 at first and 10. There's no reason to throw a bomb at that spot. Already playing ahead. There's no reason. Oh. Questionable decision making there. It looks like they missed some contact there on that. But first and 10, ball on the 20, hands the ball off to Walker. Walker picks up about, they will credit him about 3 there. It does take some off the clock, which, I mean, advantageous, but yeah, I mean, there's no reason why. Hurts has already doubled his turnover, the number of turnovers he's had from last season to this season. Second and 6. Ball is on the 24. Locke takes a snap, hands it off to Walker. Walker picks up a yard. Third and 5. Eagles need a big third down stop here. Locke in the gun, back to his right. That's Charbonnet. Locke takes the snap. Back, looking, pressure coming, throws incomplete. Lockett looking for a flag, not going to get one. And that is going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Seahawks, and that'll probably send the punt unit on. And the punt unit does come onto the field. So, Eagles able to get out of the turnover situation with denying the Seahawks of anything there. 3 and out for the Seahawks. Dixon punts it away. It's a big 59-yard boomer, and that does get returned by Covey out to the 25. So I hear you on that point. Yeah, I would have liked to see a touchdown on that drive, but you don't need to get a touchdown there, is what I'm saying. Right, and I think that's where you and I are in agreement, Dan. I think that you and I agree that like we didn't need to go for it all. Run a little bit. It was 1st and 10. You had 3 more plays. And you have a kicker that can boot one from 60 yards if needed. So you just need to advance the football. You need to run, you need to move the football 10 yards. You don't need to go for it all there. 6:35 left in this game. Hurts is in the gun. Ball is on the Eagles' 25-yard line. Kenny Gainwell to Hurts left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell going to power up for about 2. Clock is running. The Eagles are in a position where they can absolutely work the clock to their advantage because the Seahawks are down to 1 timeout after the Seahawks had to spend 2 of them at the beginning of the 4th quarter here. So we are approaching 6 minutes left in this game. Eagles are on top 17-13. Ball is on the 28-yard line, it looks like, actually. Hurts is in the gun with an empty backfield. Julio Jones to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, and he's going to take off himself. He's going to get up to the 30, gets down to about the 34-yard line, and that's where he's going to get dropped. That was Wagner on the stop. It is a 6-yard pickup, and that will give the Eagles a 3rd and 1 situation. So we'll probably see another brotherly shove right here. So 3rd and 1. Brotherly shove happening, and Jalen Hurts crosses the first down marker. So it is a first down for the Eagles. We are going to be inside of 5 minutes left to play in this game. Seahawks everybody trying to come up with innovative ways to stop this, but it's kind of hard to stop 5 tanks. So 1st and 10. We are approaching 4.5 minutes left in this game. Seahawks have 1 timeout left plus the 2-minute warning. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to DeAndre Swift. Swift going to get up to the 40, going to bounce outside, picks up the first down, slides at the 49-yard line. They're actually going to say he started the slide at the 47 of the Eagles, but that is enough for a first down. I don't know why they keep replaying this play here. It makes no sense. They gave him the first down. Let's move on. 4 minutes left in this game. Couple of runs here. Yep. We need a bunch of runs. We just need to control the clock the rest of the game here. Like we did the first quarter. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. A.J. Brown on the slot to the near side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it to Swift. Swift a little step and power up to midfield. So that is a gain of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. 3.5 minutes left in this game. Seahawks down 1 timeout. Clock is still running. Clock is probably going to hit 3 minutes by the time this play gets off. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to DeAndre Swift. Swift gets dropped in the backfield to lose a yard. And that'll bring up 3rd down at 7. Actually, they will say no gain on that one. They will put him back to the 50s, so it is no gain. 3rd and 7. Eagles need to get a first down. Eagles need 2 more first downs for this game to be over. But it is 3rd and 7. Seattle only has 1 timeout. Eagles have to get 1 play off before the 2-minute warning. Hurts in the gun with an empty backfield. Hurts calls for the football. He's back. He's looking. He's going to roll out to his right. Hurts. Pressure coming. Hurts running backwards. That's not good. He's got to find something to get rid of it. Hurts throws, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert, and it is incomplete. Now we'll bring up 4th and 7 for the Eagles from midfield. I would like to see what's going on downfield there, but okay, Braden Mann on to punt this away. And that is going to take an Eagles bound inside 10 down to the 8-yard line is where it's going to stop. So, and we have hit the 2-minute warning in this game. Drop kick field goal attempt? I'm not sure. Not from back there. I know. And the Seahawks need a touchdown. They have to go 92 yards. So the Eagles can't allow them to go 92 yards, but the Seahawks have to go 92 yards. Excuse me. All right. Now we'll see whether or not the Eagles defense is able to put a stop to the Seahawks 2-minute drill. When we come back, it'll be 1:52 left in the game. The Seahawks have just one timeout, and they must go 92 yards. Drop a comment in the chat what your thoughts are about this. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps the channel. If something happens, the Eagles do have all 3 timeouts. So the Eagles have, if something freaky happens here, the Eagles do have some opportunity to move down the field. All right, we are back from the commercial. Eagles defense hoping for a big stop. Seahawks have to go 92 yards from the shadow of their own end zone. Locke is in the gun with the back to his left. Locke takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure is coming. He throws. It is nearly picked off. It is off of the hands of who was that? It was off the hands of the receiver, but it is second down. He was looking for Fant there and could not get him. Yeah, there's. I don't see any reason why the Seahawks are going to be running here right now. They might as well just put an empty backfield out there every time. 147 left in this game. Second and 10. Locke in the gun. Back to his right. Locke takes a snap. Pressure coming. Hit it, throws, and that is going to be caught by DK Metcalf, it looks like. That is caught. It's down at the 26-yard line. So that's a big pickup. It is a first down. Locke is running, though. Locke gets to the line in the gun. Back to his right. Locke takes a snap. Back, throwing, caught, and that is going to be out of bounds. Is a fan again there. Up to the 31, 5-yard pick. All right, yeah. Here's the 2nd and 5. Lock takes a snap, throws, incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. They're saying it hit the ground, incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Oh, no, that is a catch. Yep. Um, yeah, no, that doesn't hit the ground. They're going to look at it. They're going to confirm that, and then that's going to. Okay, so it's 120. All right, clock should be running here. .105 left in this game. Clock is running. Locke takes a snap back, looking, throws incomplete. He was looking for Charbonnet. And that does stop the clock. It is 2nd down. 1 minute, 60 seconds left in this game. Eagles defense needs to come up big here. Need a couple of big drives. Need a couple of big stops here. Ball's on the Seattle 37. Locke in the gun, back to his left. Locke takes a snap back, looking, firing incomplete. He was looking for Tyler Lockett, and he was double covered, incomplete. It is 3rd down. 56 seconds left in this game. Yeah, there was definitely a bit of pressure coming in on Locke there. Fletch, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat coming in. Very close to getting sacks there. 3rd and 10. Eagles front 4. Plus Hassan Reddick coming in. Locke in the gun, back to his left. Locke takes the snap, back, looking, firing. And that is caught by DK Metcalf deep into Eagles territory, down around the 29-yard line. So Locke, they have to get up there quickly. Locke in the gun, takes a snap, back, looking, throwing, incomplete. Yeah, they're saying he was down by contact there, so. Yeah, he was down by contact, so that is a correct running clock play ruling there. All right. .36 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Locke in the gun, empty backfield. Locke takes a snap back, looking, pressure coming. He throws, incomplete. He was looking for Tyler Lockett, nothing there. Overthrew him. Overthrew a bullet. 3rd down. Eagles need a big 3rd down stop right here. The Seahawks are 3 for 4 on 3rd down and long. 3rd down and like 9+, or 10 or more, or whatever the number is. 3rd and 10. Eagles need a big 3rd down stop, and then they're going to need one more stop. Locke in the gun, back to his right. Locke takes the snap, back, looking, throws, end zone touchdown at Jackson Smith and Jigba. And the Eagles' 3rd down defense, once again, when it's a critical moment, cannot come up with the stop. And that hands the Seahawks the lead. 28 seconds left. Snap, kick is good. All right. So we've got 28 seconds left. The Eagles have all 3 timeouts. The Seahawks have 1. So now it's on the Eagles offense, who hasn't gotten anything going since the start of the third quarter. James Bradbury. Yeah, unfortunately, that is a very clear catch. And this is the time where, like, when you make the stupid mistake there, right, of going downfield when you have to, and results in an interception. You did not need to make that. Ball's out of the end zone for touchback. So let's see what the Eagles are able to do. It is a first and 10 from our own 25-yard line. Now, all the Eagles need is a field goal to tie this game and send it into overtime. So if there's any kind of a bright side there, the Eagles really only need to get to about the 40-yard line, and then we'll see if we can send Jake Elliott out there to kick the field goal. Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Hurts back, takes the snap, throwing. A.J. Brown, incomplete. He was out of bounds. Second down. 22 seconds left in this game. Yeah, he doesn't even get the right foot in bounds. He is out of bounds there. That is very clear. 22 seconds. Second and 10. Hurts in the gun. Back to his left. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. He's going to run himself, and he's going to take off. Gets up to about the 45, and the Eagles have to get a timeout called. And they do. The Eagles do get a timeout called. It is a first down for the Eagles at their own 45-yard line. 12 seconds left in this game. They're actually going to give them a second back, so it's 13 seconds left in this game. No, he's no, the 61-yard. Oh, all right. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, throwing, looking for A.J. Brown, and that is picked off again. Interception, game over. Interception, game over. They're probably going to double check this on the replay, but it's probably going to stand. And Jalen Hurts, and once again, the Eagles. They're checking this. They're sending this upstairs. That was a bad The ruling on the field is an interception, so no worries, Dan. The question is whether or not that left foot ever touches the ground. That is going to be the question. If they find that the left foot touches the ground, this is game over. I'm not sure that left leg touches the ground. I'm not sure that left foot touches. That's game. That's game. Pulling on the field stands called, and that is going to do it, folks. And the Seattle Seahawks break a 4-game losing streak, and the Eagles get sent to a 3-game losing streak after the Eagles made 2 very critical late game errors that and the Seahawks a game 20-17. And the Lock is going to kneel it for himself, and that will send the game. I put it up as final anyway, but yeah, that sucks. An Eagles team that was dominant in the first half, dominant really through 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, makes every kind of critical error that they can make, and 2 bad interceptions by Jalen Hurts, and an Eagles defense that decided to just not play on the final drive for the Seahawks. And they giving up all kinds of big plays. And it looked like the Eagles had the ship righted, but alas, it looks like, unfortunately, that is not the case. They've got to go back to whatever drawing board they need to go back to, because this wasn't it. And now I'm reasonably certain the Eagles are out of the race for the number 1 seed in the NFC. It is very unlikely that the 49ers are going to lose 2 games. The Eagles could still, depending on how things play out over the course of the next few weeks, they could still win the NFC East, but it is much, much, much less likely for them. They've got to win out, and then they've got to hope for another Cowboys loss. So, but this was frustrating, and yeah, I mean, the Seahawks held in there, and good game to them. So, meanwhile, Eagles collapsing, and we will see what happens. There are definitely still 3 games in the season. The Cowboys could still lose another game. We will see on that front there. They definitely have a much tougher schedule to close out the season. But yeah, it just this kind of stuff. If you are this kind of performance will not carry you at all in the playoffs. And the Eagles need to figure out what's going on, and the Eagles need to right the ship, because the 5 seed isn't a bad draw at the end of the day. I get that part. But yeah, it bothers me that this Eagles team, which up until Buffalo, when the spotlight was shining on them, was able to rise to the occasion. now when the spotlight shines on them and they have to rise to the occasion, they're not. And yeah. So the Eagles fall to 10-4. And that's where we're at. And these were problems that we've been screaming about all season. These are problems that we've been screaming about all season. The Eagles have not put together a complete game. They came close today. Their closest to a complete game was the Miami Dolphins game, and they came close again today. But the fourth quarter, they couldn't do anything. So the Eagles should. You're right. Yep, the Eagles should not be losing. The Eagles shouldn't be losing 3 straight. Right? I mean, Seattle is an annoying team for us, but we were clearly the better team up until the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter happens and we can't get anything going. So yeah, that's what frustrates me right now. So, but anywho, I appreciate y'all hanging out. Whomever, appreciate everybody for hanging out and for supporting the channel. This is just absolutely frustrating, and that's where we're at. So, thanks. Yep, that's true. That is true. I'm not disputing that. Every team has its ebbs and flows, but this Eagles team looked like it had a great opportunity, and this Eagles team looked like it was starting to get things right, and it didn't. So, I mean, that's where we're at. So, all right, I gotta record an episode and get things moving. So, I'm going to record a post reaction and get that up as soon as I can. I appreciate you all for hanging out. Thank you so much for tuning in to Birds Nest Media. Yep, I hear you. And I mean, yep, I'm not disputing that at all, Dan. Every team goes through its struggles. It's just this team is better than this, and whatever needs to happen to fix it's got to happen this week. So, yep. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Joe Donahue, and let's go Eagles.